Hey guys, how's it going? I'm Mitch here and welcome to a new video on the channel, which is all about, yet again, Formula SimRacing, and a little bit of a, I guess, a bit more special video, because after the championship in Spa, by the way, in Pro obviously, after that we had Singapore, which I haven't uploaded yet, but is going to be uploaded very shortly. After Singapore, Suzuka came. And for Suzuka, I actually had the possibility to step into the World Championship and show what I've got. Usually, I said it a lot of times before as well. James, my team boss, has a standard lineup within GhostSpeed, and if someone from that standard lineup isn't able to make it, which in this case was Johnny Simon, I am there and the first person to replace that person. And in this case it was, as I said, Johnny Simon. So Suzuka it is then. A fantastic track, the 12th round of the season in fact. And a little bit of a different environment then, of course. I mean, it's WC. But you've got to do the thing which you always do. And that is just racing really. And race cleanly and race fairly and quick and whatever. Justin is here as well during this race. We've got some team radio, so that is going to be nice. Didn't feel all that comfortable, to be honest, with Suzuka. It was pretty tough for me to adjust to the WC, so the World Championship fuel level. They use about 210 liters of fuel, something like that, and in Pro it's about 130 liters. It's a pretty big difference, and the race is obviously a lot longer thanks to that. And there's a lot of, like at the beginning of the stint, you obviously have a very different balance in the car, and as soon as the fuel burns up, it's obviously going to change. And that is something I had quite a few problems to adapt to. But nonetheless, it's Q1 and we see a whole train of cars here. This was the very first lap in Q1, so the first lap was actually my quickest one as well. We're going to start that right now, Q1 then, and we'll do our first lap. Justin is going to be here as well. Of course, I was quite excited to race in WC. But as I said, I wasn't too comfortable for some reason. I did in total 3 race simulations, 2 with my engineer. Or with an engineer. The first simulation was actually with Justin, my engineer in the race here as well, and the second one was with a friend because Justin wasn't available. And those simulations didn't go well at all. The first simulation was a disaster. We didn't even complete that one, we didn't even bother. Second simulation, which was on the next day, and I tried to improve a few things on the setup, was better. But I made so many mistakes, and around Suzuka here it's deadly. There's not a lot of runoff areas, it's all just being surrounded by grass and gravel mainly. And one mistake and you can end up in the barrier straight away. And that is something I was very, very worried about. Mistakes during this race. In the simulation I made a lot of mistakes. And I was very afraid that I was going to do it here as well. Turn 1 is very easy to spin it. But also with the tires. When the tires start to go about around 50% of wear, that is where you get a lot of oversteer. We did at least have a lot of oversteer. Almost starts to become, really uncontrollable unless you are starting to drive about 1 second off the pace, which is something you never want to do as a racing driver, to be honest. You always want to stay at the maximum. So it's tough, but we'll see how it goes. That's for sure. 53 laps in the race, and the first qualification lap is completed. We said a 129.950, which was enough for the first position actually in the Q1 session. But Q2 is a little bit different, we all know that. And we'll see what we can do in this session obviously. Q2 format has been changed in WC. Before it was every car does 1 lap, and there's 1 car on the track doing a hot lap at the time. But here it's 10 minutes, just like in Pro really, 10 minutes and you get unlimited laps. And this was actually my final lap at this stage, with about 2 minutes left on the clock I would say. I was in 4th position behind the person who's in front of me, which is Jem Bolek-Bas. He is replacing Kuba Brzezinski, who lets me pass. I'm braking a bit here. Who's going first? I decided, well, bollocks, I'm going in front then. Kuba Brzezinski was not here. Kuba Brzezinski in fact was in Abu Dhabi. Why was he in Abu Dhabi? You might wonder. Obviously Kuba Brzezinski will be my teammate for next year at Origin Front Row Racing. But Kuba Brzezinski was in Abu Dhabi. He had the Nissan GT Academy. He is in that, and he had to go to Abu Dhabi for the finales. Same for Nikodem Wisniewski. People who watch videos on this channel will remember him. He was racing in Pro before as well in the first couple of rounds of the season. Not anymore though. But Kuba Brzezinski and Nikodem Wisniewski both went to Abu Dhabi for the finales of the GT Academy, so that's obviously beautiful for them. Second qualification though, Q2, and this is the moment where it needs to happen. Journey, my teammate, Journey Simulchich in this at this point was in P1, and we were in P4. I know I can improve, and Journey at this stage did a 129.7, which is rather quick. But let's see what we can improve. A few tenths and it should be enough for P3, maybe even P2. We'll see what we can do though as we start the lap. 2 DRS zones, or sorry, 1 DRS zone in fact around this track, not 2, and this is one of them. Actually the one and only, I should say, with the DRS wide open, and then you swing it into the first corner. DRS closes automatically, and then you go down the gears, down to third gear. Try to reach out for the apex, late apex, and then get early on the power as possible. Make sure you use all of the track there, which I did nicely. Then the beautiful S's. A little bit of smoke coming from the tires here. Very, very hard on the tires indeed. I'm missing my apex a little bit there. At least you want to take a different apex with a different angle. Could have been worse though the first second time complete over here. I don't have an overlay for the second qualifying as we swing through the 2 Dagners. I will not have the overlay in Q2, which I did have in Q1, because it will basically give away my time if I do that. I can use obviously sector times, but I messed something up, so unfortunately I cannot use that at this moment. But it's not too much of an issue, I presume. Coming around the couple of bends over here, and then obviously up to Spoon, which is very, very important for lap time. At this stage I was about, I think, 800s up on my time, something like that, 600s maybe, after the first sector. Spoon then over here in a big oversteer moment though. Having to go a bit wide as well, not an extension. In FSR you can use the curbs as well, they are counted as part of the track. And at this stage I was 5 thousandths down on my lap time, so it didn't look like at all I was going to improve, and then I was just like in this final sector, you know, fuck it, sorry about the language, but that's the way I thought, and I went completely bonsai here in this final sector. I had a good final chicane, opened up the DRS for the short run to the line, and what can we do? Can we still improve? Answer is yes, and we climb up to P2. Nice.
By 1,000th of a second.
And you heard Justin say it there, by 1,000th of a second ahead of Jembo Lugbassi, who in the end decided to smash it into my rear there out of frustration. 1,000th of a second to Jembo Lugbassi, and that means GhostSpeed here is 1 and 2. A fantastic lap from Journey Simulchich. Seriously, that is an amazing lap time. We could only do a 0.8. But it is a GhostSpeed 1-2, but only by...
You've got Gem between you and Twister, so that's good. If you can stick with Journey and the two of you pull away from Gem, that would be the best possible scenario.
Journey's maybe a bit quicker in the beginning, but during the middle part or something like that, in the practice I got time back. But yeah, as I said, by 1,000th of a second. Amazing, of course. So the grid here flying through the field. We see David Greco, we see Browiak, obviously we saw Patel, Saxon going through there, Savely. Started a bit further down, and Daniel Kiss and Carlos Martin. Daniel Kiss had issues with his connection, which is a big shame for him because he looked really quick. Carlos Martin had a back of the grid penalty. So formation lap then, and starting from second place in my third World Championship race. Obviously the first one was in Australia where I crashed. Second was Silverstone where we were in P4, and this being the third one then. But exciting times ahead, and as I said, I was worried though. I really was worried. But as you said or heard Justin saying, if we could stick with Journey throughout this first stint, that would be amazing, to be honest, because obviously we can play a little bit of the team card over here. We've got both of the cars in the top 2, and during this race GhostSpeed hasn't won a single race at all so far, and that is something I wanted to change. I really wanted to change it because I think this team deserves at least one victory. Of course I'm driving for GhostSpeed, and it is something I just want them to be able to accomplish so badly. Really, I mean, these guys deserve a victory. It would be a shame for GhostSpeed to not have a single victory at all. There are 14 rounds I think in the season, and we are in the 12th round already, and not a single race has been won. But let's see whether we can make a change to that. We've got a good possibility to do so. I mean, 1-2 here on this grid is great, but we've seen that before with GhostSpeed, quick in qualifying, but then not having the consistency or maybe the tactical decisions, strategic decisions in the race. Nonetheless though, coming to the grid slot over here, doing a few more burnouts, and then the heartbeat is obviously going to race. What can we do? I know from practice that I have similar starts to Journey, so it will be hard to overtake him. But at the same time we just need to make sure that we are still 1-2 at the end of the first lap, and in that case I think we can play it smart here.
204.9.
99 front, 99, 98 at the rear, about 60 degrees on the rear.
Good luck.
Here we go then, waiting for those lights to come on, which they do so now, and we'll see how this develops as the lights are out. Now, and 53 laps of Suzuka is underway, and we get off to a somewhat decent start. But look on the left hand side there, that is Peter Bruick with an astonishing start. Being on the inside of us over here, we have to go around the outside. Can we do it with the inside line for the next corner though? Still side by side over here, and it's crucial to stay ahead of Peter Bruick, and we do so indeed. Very, very good start from us then. Someone jumped the start, I think.
It was Brilliac. Brilliac definitely has a jump start.
And Bruick in fact had a jump start over there. We'll have a look at that in the replay shortly, definitely. Bruick though moving himself up to P3, Jam losing a position because of that. But Bruick apparently who we are on board now with right now, has apparently jumped the start. And luckily, I could still manage to stay in P2. Because if I was in P3 over there, I probably would have lost a bit of time to journey, of course. And that is something we don't want to do. Peter Bruick though, all over the back over me. He could in fact become the champion over here, Peter Bruick, with 2 races to go. It's been incredibly quick over the course of this season, obviously 3 races to go, including this one. We'll see what Peter Bruick can do during this race then, of course. Journey Simulator ahead though, looking rather good for us so far. This is exactly what we wanted, P1 and 2 after that start. But as I said, 53 laps to go. And that all seems so easy, but trust me, it is not easy. It is a tough race, that's for sure. Journey flying through the field over here. And as Justin said during the formation lap, need to try and stick with Journey at the moment. I just want GhostSpeed to at least have a victory, and would it be fantastic, of course, to finish 1-2 straight away and have that victory. It would be amazing, of course, as we start the second lap over here. I'm gonna have a look soon at the replay, of course. Look what happened to Brilliac. At the start, by the way, as soon as the lights went green, all cars around me disappeared. And that really distracted me, and then the light went green. And suddenly all the cars came back. I don't know whether Peter Bruick had similar issues and the fact that he jumped the start. But definitely as soon as the lights went from like the red light to the green light, all the cars around me disappeared. And I was really scared for a moment because I thought I had a disconnection or something like that. And after the few first meters, I'm talking about 6 meters or something like that from the starting line. Or from the starting grid I should say. And the cars started to appear again. Luckily, and I saw Peter Bruick obviously in my mirror, but I saw as well that he made that jump start, and immediately I was talking to it, of course, to Justin. And Justin indeed could confirm he had a jump start. So most likely was Peter Bruick diving into the pit lane after a few laps to take a drive-through penalty or stop-and-go penalty, depending on what it is. And that is going to release Jem Bulabassi again behind in 3rd place. But as I said, we as a team, GhostSpeed, need to play it smart right here. I was being engineered by Justin as always. Journey was being engineered by the team boss James Sadler. Luckily Justin and James had some communications during the race as well. So well, we should be in good hands, that's for sure. It's all down to the drivers, of course, to perform here. Looking at about lap 12, lap 13 for the first pit stop. Going to do 3 stops during this race, and our planned schedule was to go option, prime, option. We'll see how that develops. So to start here, let's have a watch and look at Peter. Here we go, lights green over there. And there they are. Wow, Peter already jumping, that's for sure. That's a very, very clear jump. Now Peter Bruick here being on the inside, that is where we are. And of course you need to leave each other room, which is easier said than done. It's pretty difficult to go side by side actually in the first corner. It looks harder than it is. Luckily I could manage to stay ahead of Bruick. As I said, that was crucial. But we could do it, and that is good. Looking from Simulator's point of view, there went Brilliac. As I said, a clear start. Jem with a very good start as well. Definitely a better initial launch than us, but we have relatively low downforce compared to the guys ahead around us. So I had the better straight line speed and could stay ahead of it going into the first turn quite easily. And that's pretty much it. Pretty clean start. I think I didn't see any kind of crashes at all, which is very good to see, but obviously it's a World Championship standard. And yeah, I mean, what is the difference between World Championship and Pro? You definitely know that. Obviously, I mean, yes, the pace is better. I mean, with all respect to Pro, the pace is better, but just overall the cleanness from the drivers, the respect in most cases is a bit from a higher level. You know that you're just racing on a higher level, and you can definitely feel that. Lap 5 of the race though. and well, it's still the same train. Journey Simcic leading over here. I'm being behind. The good thing is though, is that I'm able to keep behind, or stick with Journey, I should say. Obviously I get DRS, but Journey has got high top speed as well, and there's nothing I can do in order to overtake him. I think Journey and I were using the identical amount of downforce, and the Brujak behind was running definitely higher downforce than us, and at worse straight line speed. I mean, Brujak could stay really close, well, really close, quite close behind us during the whole lap pretty much, but couldn't overtake, even when he had DRS. He just could not overtake, didn't have the straight line speed. You can see over here with your spool away down that little straight. It's not really a straight, but you get what I mean. Those bends are just flat out corners, so no issues over there. But on the full tank here, that is, as I said, something I had to get used to for WC. It is quite different, but it's okay. So far we have managed to keep it on track, and we are in a good position, P1 and 2. And the good thing as well is that Jem has dropped off a little bit. Who is in P4 obviously. Brujak is going to pit anytime soon, most likely this lap. If he doesn't do it this lap, I think he will get disqualified, or maybe even next lap. And he peels off into the pit lane this lap. There we go, having the confirmation. And so we are right here with a GhostSpeed 1-2. I have the DRS on Journey, by the way. Let's see whether we can attack down this first corner. But no, we cannot, and so I have to back out a little bit over here. Journey ahead of us, Jem behind us. But it's a pretty big gap to Jem, and that is obviously fantastic to see. Here we see that gap. And at the end of lap 10, we see the previous laps over here. Not all that consistent, it fluctuates quite a bit. But I'm in the dirty air of Simcic as well, which sometimes causes a little bit of understeer or whatever. Hard to stay consistent. You can indeed see the gap is a little bit bigger.
This is lap 11, lap 11. We pit next lap.
So there we go, just as saying we are pitting next lap. Most likely going to the prime tire then, as I said, that's the schedule. Behind, I doubt whether Jem was still ahead of Mohammed Patel. I think Patel at this stage was in third place. Maybe they are slightly starting to close the gap down. Not by much though. You can definitely see in the mirrors that there is still quite a bit of a gap, which is absolutely good news for us obviously. Behind Journey still though. My approach for this race was to fight. I mean, yes, he's my teammate, but I'm not someone who...
Patel's only able to match you now. Only able to match you.
There we go. Patel only able to match us, so not closing down anymore. But as I said, I was quite cool going into this race. I was going to treat my teammate like I would do with anyone else. If I get a chance, I'll definitely go for it. But at the same time, there's nothing I can do right now. Even with the DRS, I'm just not close enough. I'm not going for a dive. I don't do that on my teammate.
I expect Journey will pit this lap since they know we're pitting on 12.
164.3. I'm not doing that on my teammate. I'm not going to do that on anyone else. That's just too much of a dive on, especially in turn 1. Can happen. You sometimes hear random values. There you heard it as well, 164. Whatever it was. That is the fuel, by the way. Getting really close to Journey here, by the way, in the triangle chicane or something like that. What is it? I don't think it's triangle chicane. I don't know anymore, to be honest. Lap 11 though, Journey peels off into the pit lane, and we stay out for another lap. So Journey comes into the pit lane, and he's being followed by Mohammed Patel. So Jem Bolabassi,
Jem's still out.
Jem Bolabassi, and as you heard the engineer saying there just in, Jem stays out, and so do we for one more lap, and then going to the prime tire. Most likely Journey obviously has the undercut, and will gain a couple of seconds most likely. But the thing I was worried about right now is Mohammed Patel, who was in third place. He is going for an undercut as well, and he went onto the medium tire, which is obviously the quicker compound. And I was pushing quite hard right now at this stage because I knew I could not lose the position to Patel. If I did that, then it would have been very, very hard to obviously overtake him back and get into the 1-2 GhostSpeed train, whatever it was again. It's just so crucial to still be first and second, because it gives quite a bit of an advantage, and we could play the team card over here, and I'll explain what I'm talking about later in this race, because it's going to become very clear in a couple of laps time what I'm exactly meaning by the fact that it's nice to be in first and second in terms of strategic calls and team play. Lap 12 though, we are going to pit this lap, and I had to push.
Patel and Simcic are on mediums.
You want to go hard?
Yeah.
Okay, so we are going to go for a hard tire. Patel and Simcic on the medium, as Justin said there. We're going to go on the hard tire, but the question is, am I going to stay out, or am I going to come out ahead of Mohammed Patel? That is a big question, and Patel was in clean air, in fact, I believe. So it's going to be tricky, but it is crucial for the rest of the race. Lap 12 of the race, we come into the pit lane. Let's see whether Jem follows us as well. Answer is yes, there we see him.
45 on the front right there, 160.
45. There's obviously 45% tire wear remaining. 160 was the fuel level once again in liters. Finding our grid slot or pit box rather over there. And there goes Jem. So the question right now, here's Journey flying by. Quite a big gap to Journey, to be honest. But here is Patel. Can he do it? It doesn't look like it's going to be rather close on the entry of the first corner. But just about managed to stay ahead of him. And this is epic.
Perfect. Perfect.
Perfect, perfect. That is clear. Indeed perfect. On the prime tire over here. Patel here on the medium tire. And Journey on the medium tire as well. I am going maybe for a little bit of a team play over here. But I would have gone on the prime tire regardless anyway. That was just the strategy we were going for. The way it pans out at the moment though is a nice given, and well, you can see it here. Journey has got quite a big gap compared to what it was before, obviously, because of the undercut, and well, can hopefully drive away a little bit and create a gap. He's on that medium tire. We are on the prime tire. And Patel's on medium, and that is an interesting one. Patel on the soft tire, we are on the prime tire. If Patel's not going to get past us, we're basically ruining his stint. And that's obviously fantastic for us, and this is what I was talking about. This is why it's so nice to have two cars from the same team at the top of the field. At the front of the field, I should say. And Patel, it's going to be hard for him to overtake. Yes, I'm on the tire, which is less grippy. But we've got that top speed. I mean, here we go. Lap 13 of the race. Almost starting to go into lap 14. He will have DRS, but let's see how much he's going to gain down this straight. Putting down the power quite nicely out of the action of the Casio triangle. That's it. No, Casio chicane. Casio triangle. Lol. Here comes Patel though. And you saw it there. He hit the rev limiter with the DRS. And, wow. This is perfect. Absolutely perfect news for us. On that prime tire, the slower tire, Journey is going to pull away this stint, and Patel will not get past. And as I said, we are ruining his option stint over here, and it's fantastic news. He will be furious, of course, or well, at least not happy. But it's the way it is, and it was crucial to come out ahead of Patel, which we only managed to do so just about. It was rather close though, to be honest. But one thing is for sure, we are going to be under a lot of pressure over the course of the next couple of laps. Lap 17 though, 3 laps later, Patel still being behind us and not able to do a lot at the moment.
This is lap 17. Lap 17, we're stopping on 25.
Starting to struggle a bit. A lot of pressure from behind. There we go, so after like 5 laps already in the stint, I feel like I'm starting to struggle. Mainly because of the pressure that Patel is giving at the moment. It is a lot of pressure he is giving. You can see how close he is over here. He barely gains anything over here though, on the way down to the Casio triangle. Is it Casio triangle or Casio chicane? I have no idea, to be honest. But having a look over here, I stay nicely in the middle of the road, which may compromise my exit a little bit on the exit, out of the exit of this chicane. We'll just call it a chicane, I guess. Patel being rather close this time. You can see me going defensive over here. Patel will have DRS. Are we able to go and defend this position? No, that's the question. He hits the rev limiter already. Indeed can do a lot. I have the inside line over here. Just make sure that I stay to the inside, which I do so nicely. Once again, I pretty much parked my car in the middle of the track. And Patel can do anything. He's just gonna have to watch and stay back. That's it. Journey in the meantime, of course, is pulling away. Last couple of laps, 135.1, 135.0. So we're getting a bit quicker, of course, on this tire, which is not weird. It's the prime tire. Usually it becomes quicker and quicker lap after lap for the first 6 or 7 laps, something like that, and then it starts to degrade and you start to become a little bit slower. At least that was the way I felt about the tires. We are pitting in lap 25 though, is what Justin said. Now Patel is most likely going to pit a little bit earlier. What are we going to do about that? Well, the question is when he is going to pit. I can't say a lot about it at the moment. It's going to be tricky though to keep Patel behind. He's on the medium. He's surely going to pit earlier. That's just a given. And as I said, it's just so nice to be able to keep it in first and second as a team. And the victory is not yet, I would say, out of our hands. Yes, Journey is a long way ahead. Here we see it. He has created quite a big gap over the course of this stint. But what else do you expect? But Journey is going to have to run that prime tire, of course, as well. Again, coming through the Casio triangle. Something reminds me it is Casio triangle. It probably is, to be honest. Well, nevertheless, doesn't matter.
This is lap 21. Lap 21. Patel's dropping off for sure.
Yeah. So lap 21, and Patel decides to drop off a little bit. Maybe it's because he cannot keep up. Maybe it's just because he has to save his tires or whatever. Could all be a reason. Maybe he just made a mistake as well. But lap 21 in the race then, and finally feeling a little bit more relieved. I mean, it was a lot of pressure. I know that the straight line speed is definitely in our advantage, but still, you know, this car is in your mirrors. The name is Mohammed Patel, who's rather quick and actually goes into the pit lane over here, lap 21. And now it's gonna be very interesting. Jembo Bossi is behind. There we see him. He also went on the medium tire. You can see here, starting to go a little bit quicker over here, 134.8. And I need to be quicker because Patel went into the pit lane. We'll go for an undercut. We will most likely be on the prime tire though, not the medium tire this time. But what are we going to do?
If you could do 15 on the mediums, we can stop this lap.
Do it.
Patel's on the primes.
Let's respond.
Okay.
Yeah, there we go. I say let's respond. As I said, I know the importance of keeping it in first and second as a team. And yeah, the thing is, Patel dropped off towards the end of the stint to about 1.5 seconds or something like that. At least that's what it visually looked. It's going a little bit too deep into this hairpin. And if he was closer, like if he was 5 tenths behind me and went into the pit lane, I probably would not have stopped over here because he was going to get out in front of me regardless. This time I have a chance though. Once again, I need to push quite hard on my in lap in order to stay ahead of Patel. But once again, it's going to be crucial for the remainder of this race. But, well, we're pitting now. 122 liters.
Patel's in traffic. Patel's in traffic. This is good. This is good.
Ooh, and Patel in traffic, in fact. That is indeed very good. So hopefully, because of that, it will be a lot easier to stay ahead of Patel. And definitely, that was the call to pit. So here we go. But it's only lap 22. 3 laps before the pit time, or the pit in lap, we actually planned. And that means Journey is actually going longer on this medium stint than we are on the hard stint. And that is obviously quite remarkable. 15 laps though on the medium tire. I think it is possible. And once again, I know the importance. Peter Burwick coming through the field over there. He is yet to stop. And Patel in the background. And it does look like we are to stay ahead of him comfortably. Yes, nice.
Yes. Thank you, Saxon.
Justin is thanking John Eric Saxon over there, who is currently behind Mohammed Patel, who just overtook him down the straight. But Patel was Saxon was the one who actually held Patel up.
We made the right choice, absolutely, 100%.
We need to look after the tires though, that's for sure.
Yep, 15 laps on this set. 15.
Patel on the prime tire though. We are this time on the medium. Hopefully we are able to create a little bit of a gap to Mohammed Patel. We skip to the end of lap 23, opening up lap 24, and Jordi Simoncic decided to pit as he comes out in clean air, that's for sure, in front of us. The gap though being definitely a lot less than it was before. We had the undercut with the medium tire, and once again it gives quite a big of a margin to the opponent. The undercut is worth quite a bit.
Journey's on primes.
Copy. The Journey being on prime then, that was just informed me. And last stint, remember how I said the win is not out of our hands? This is what I was talking about. The gap to Simoncic isn't that as much as it was before, of course. Patel is dropping off in the mirrors, you can see that. We are pushing definitely on this medium stint, while the guys around us are right now on prime tire. Right now is our time then to take advantage of it. Close the gap to Simoncic first, and if I am going to get a chance, I will take it with both hands, trust me. Yeah, that's it. If I get a chance, I will take it. It will be fantastic to win this race, but what is most important here for me is that GhostSpeed at least is going to win, because that is really something I wanted. Not even though halfway through the race, lap 24, I'm surprised I haven't crashed yet, to be honest. But to be fair, I was more comfortable on the lower view compared to the high view. And definitely the full tank is something we already got past a long while ago, so that stage of the race, which is good. As I said, about halfway mark of the race is what we are about to approach over here, coming onto lap 25 right now, and that's the gap to Patel at the moment, and we're closing down Simoncic.
So I think we have two options here. We can follow Journey, go for the options at the end, or we can attempt an undercut onto the primes and just try and block him from passing. It'll be harder to keep him behind though because he has better top speed than Patel.
Stay with option for the end.
Okay, so Justin basically gives me 2 options over there, so we are in lap 27, and we are pretty much within DRS zone, or DRS range I should say, from Journey Simotic ahead. Not close enough though, definitely not. Maybe we can get a little bit closer, try to get a move in, but we'll see whether that is going to work. We're thinking though about jumping him, that's for sure, just as I said, coming up with those 2 options. Either we go onto the prime tire right now, go for the undercut, and surely we are going to be ahead of him. He'll be on the medium tire though, when he is going to pit, definitely closing up again, but at least we will be then in first place. Or I could follow him over here and go on the option tire for the final 2 stints. And at this stage I was quite, what's the right word? Quite smooth, quite calm, I guess, about it. Quite reserved, I think that's the word. Quite reserved. You know, we are in a 1-2 position right now. Let's not do anything silly. We wanted to do plan A was just option prime, option. Let's stick to plan A at the moment. We are in the first and second, a great position at the moment. Let's not do anything weird. Let's not change plans or anything like that. Let's just stick to the plan because we're in a good position, as I said.
Journey is faster than Patel. Just stick with Journey.
There we go as well. You know, Journey, or just saying that Journey is quicker than Patel. The lap times are relatively good. You saw that we were in the low 33s the whole time, and as soon as I caught up to Journey, that's where I lost about half a second the whole lap. You can see they're dropping from 33.3 to 33.7. That is the time.
70.3.
One more, then we can stop. One more, then we can stop. If you think you could stick with Journey one more lap, it would make it a lot easier on the final stint.
I can.
Oh, good.
That's the point where we lost on time, is what I wanted to say. Martin Radio?
49, 44, 51, 52.
Patel is really struggling too.
Good news, Patel is struggling as well. 44% left on the front right tire. It's not a lot. Obviously, pitting that early on the prime tire is going to disadvantage anyhow, or anyway, in his option stint here, but also the next one. Justin still saying though, if we can do another lap and stay to Journey, that is what he asked in the previous lap. The answer I gave previous lap as well. So it was regarding this lap, and I still thought I could follow Journey, which seems to be somewhat the case. I could unfortunately though for us not get a move in, which is too quick down the straights, and to be honest, Journey was doing fabulous laps on his prime tire. Very consistent, very stable. I was pretty impressed with that, and we are going to do one more stint then in this race.
Box this lap. Don't forget Journey's boxing too. Careful pit entrance.
So we're going to pit in this lap though. Journey seems to be stopping as well. At least that's what Justin said. So it will be a head-to-head battle for the final stint. But can I do anything which I couldn't do in the previous stints?
Okay, I think we're gonna box. They're staying out one more lap. Sorry, I didn't push the button right. Do you want to go ahead and pit? They're gonna stay out one more.
I could pit, yes.
Okay, go ahead and pit. I'd say just take it easy on the out lap.
Oh, and this suddenly changes plans. They are not going to pit. Lap 30 or 38 of the race, we are going to pit. No idea why they don't pit. Maybe they don't have the evidence or the confidence that they are going to run on the...
If you don't want to jump them, you know, just nice and smooth on the out lap.
Of course I want to jump them.
Well, there we go. What I wanted to say though, maybe they are not comfortable enough to do something like 15 laps, or what is it? Yeah, 15 on the option tire towards the end, which is insane. Because we are on the medium tire right now. We have seen how much worth the undercut is. They are on the prime. I would say we will come ahead of those guys. That is what it looks like at the moment. I wanted to say though in the previous lap for the commentary, it will be a head-to-head battle, but I couldn't pass them anyway in the first or the stints before this one. So how am I going to pass them if he was going to pit this lap in the final stint then? You know, I had to do something special, but that has gone, you know, into the bin. That fault, because they didn't pit. So it looks like we will come out ahead of them, but they are going to pit in this lap, and that thought, of course, was in my mind right here as well. And suddenly you are in a good position, and I hope for Simoncic that he is going to come out ahead of Patel as well. I really hope that. In that case, we would still be in a 1-2 position. Journey coming into the pit lane over here though, and the question whether we are going to jump in is pretty much answered. I think it will be yes. And then we have 13 laps to go in order to take home a victory. And this is where my mind started to change a little bit. Before, you know, when I was in second, the whole time I was like, you know, we need to do this for the team. But this time I was in first and was like, wow, it would be quite special actually if I won the race, you know. So Journey coming out here, luckily in second place, but look at that gap. Unbelievable big gap to Simoncic. Gap was about, I think, 2.5 seconds. Maybe Justin will say it in a second during the team radio. But that is quite a big gap and 13 laps to go. Let's do it.
We're doing the same amount of laps as last time, last stint.
We're actually doing one less, and that's why I wanted you to stay out one extra lap. So great job. We're in a good position.
A very, very good play from Justin. That's just awesome. One less lap than the previous stint, and that is why he asked whether we could do another lap.
2.5 to Journey, 3.5 to Hodas, 4 to Patel.
Hodas currently in front of Patel. I think Hodas was on a bit of a different strategy. Patel will get past though. Will get past Hodas though in a little second, and we are entering lap 43 right now. 10 more laps to go, and a clean track in front of us. But what's the gap?
How are the lap times?
Journey's already in the mid-32s. Might have been a mistake. 3 seconds to the car behind.
Could you take a little bit more easy? But please, please, please let me know when they get closer.
Yep.
So we are in fact quicker at this stage than Simoncic. Obviously is the new tire as well. One of fresher tires than us. But I was pushing relatively hard up until that stage. You heard it. You heard me saying I'm going to take it a little bit more easy. At this stage, 10 laps to go, and the victory was quite a bit in my mind. And I was so happy and so ecstatic about the fact as well that it could be a 1-2 finish for this team. As I said, I really wish them all the best, and this victory would be amazing, and a 1-2 would obviously be even more amazing. Even if Journey was in my position at the moment, even if I was in second, I would still be so happy because yeah, a 1-2, it's just amazing and fantastic. But for me, it's obviously a bonus that yeah, it could be my first victory as well in the World Championship. Of course, that is something which goes on in your mind as well. We created a gap to 3 seconds to Simoncic at the moment, half a second bigger than it was when he exited the pit lane. So we have the pace on him at the moment as well. But as I said, I'm going to back off a little bit over here, and I expect Journey to close the gap. But that's okay, you know. I know he's gonna have troubles to overtake me, most likely, because we've got reasonably good top speed as well. Although he has got it as well.
The gap has stabilized at about 1.9.
So this is the time where Justin starts to start to wake me up a little bit. I went pretty much into snooze mode, if you know what I'm talking about. You can see here high 31s, dropping to the 32s, another 31. So the lap times aren't that bad, and Journey definitely upped his pace a little bit, because he was in the 32s at the beginning of the stint, definitely doing 31s right now, I would say. So that's pretty impressive. There's not a lot of tire wear at all though on this set of tires. In the first stint we did 12 laps on the full tank. This time 15 laps shouldn't be that much of an issue, to be honest. That's how much the fuel makes how much of a difference the fuel makes in terms of tire wear as well. But 48, lap 48 out of 53, and those 10 laps or whatever it was, 15, felt so super long. They really did.
1.6 now, 1.6.
So getting a bit worried over here. The gap to Journey definitely shrinking. But the victory was pretty much on my mind over here at this stage. Obviously, we still need to keep it clean though. I was already surprised that I came this far in the race, to be honest. My objective was pretty much to finish it. But here we are going for the lead, and we are in a very good spot as a team. I can
Gap
say
now 1.3, 1.3. Journey's doing 32.2s still. This is lap 51, 2 to go after this one. 2 laps to go.
You hear it there in Justin's voice as well. 2 laps to go. 2 laps to go, you know, like that. I mean, fantastic. It was amazing. 10 laps before the end, so lap 43. Not going to lie, it felt very special. It really did, because you are so close to winning WC race.
Still 1.3, doing great.
Kept stabilizing a little bit over here from lap 48 onwards. It was about the whole time 1.4, 1.3. So that is definitely good, and it does look like we have this in the back if I don't make any more mistakes, and that would be absolutely amazing. Would be amazing.
1.6 now.
1.6 now, so even extending the gap to SimRacing at the moment. And here we go. You can see just how close I am the whole lap pretty much to cutting the or extending the track. I was quite worried, to be honest, when I was recording this, that I was cutting the track limits at the exit there the whole time, because it looks like when you have normal speed that it isn't track extent, but when you play it in slow motion it isn't. As I said, curbs are part of the track in FSR. 2 laps to go though, just as I said it before, and it felt really special. Definitely a lot of happiness in myself at the moment. I mean, FSR is fantastic, and I remember like in 2010 or something or whatever, just watching those FSR highlights and thinking, God, I will never get to that stage. That was the time I was playing F1 2010 even by Codemasters, and I just remember, well, I'm never gonna get over there, but here we are a couple of years later, and definitely being happy right now.
White flag, last lap. 1.5 to the car behind.
Oh wow. I'm getting emotional.
Getting emotional. You shouldn't pick that up as crying or whatever, but just, you know, so many feelings. It is amazing. Just so happy. That is pretty much the right expression. A lot of feelings, and I almost lost it over there. Well, almost lost it. Bit of oversteer there, but yeah, just need to keep it clean for this final lap. And if I do keep it clean, I can tell you that you will hear me very happy, which you maybe not may not hear me often. That we saw it as well, close to an extent. You don't really always hear me being happy when I take a victory or anything like that, but a first WC victory, I mean, everyone's gonna be happy and excited about it, and I certainly was. And during this final lap, oh man, I was so happy, couldn't believe it. And yeah, of course I'm happy with a victory, but I can't say it enough times, as I was really quick with correcting over there. No way I'm going to lose the car now. You know, the whole team effort going into this race is just epic, and I had a little bit of a laugh. There we hear it, down this straight. You know, laughing, smiling, whatever. Just one more corner to go, which I think is the Casio triangle, and then put the power down, and we will hear a very happy me.
Oh, it's raining!
Yes! 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 Oh, yes! Thank you, Justin. Yes!
Wow! Congratulations! That's
fantastic
a hell of a
race, fantastic race. Yes! Thank you.
Journey followed you the whole way, or at least in the last stint.
Oh, I cannot believe it.
1.128 seconds in the end.
Oh, I cannot believe that, man. Oh man, that was pretty good. Ah, shit. 1-2 GhostSpeed. This is exactly what I wanted. I wouldn't have cared if Journey even finished first.
Right.
1-2 for this team is fantastic. It's what they all deserve.
Well, I told them that we were pitting on 38. I'm surprised he didn't call Journey in on the same lap, to be honest.
Thank you so much. You did such an awesome job. The strategy was perfect. Was tough, but perfect.
That went well. That went very well.
We're a winner. WC winner. That's insane.
WC debut was Australia, right?
Yeah.
And then you did Silverstone. This is your
Silverstone.
third race?
Yeah.
Australia, you didn't finish it, right?
No.
And then Silverstone, you were on the podium?
No, fourth, I think.
Fourth, okay. Oh, no, wait, weren't we disqualified in Silverstone?
No, that wasn't pro.
So DNF to fourth to win. Your first podium is also your first win.
Yeah, I can tell you, you will not often hear me being that happy. Definitely not, but yeah, it still makes me very happy when hearing it and then seeing this all. I mean, this is something you work towards. It's obviously the first victory, and I hope that many more will follow. You always set further goals. And after this, it obviously tastes like even more. But I was so happy. It was a 1-2 for this team. But before going to Origin, I somewhat felt like I wanted to have my first win with GhostSpeed as well. And it has nothing to do with Origin or whatever. It just has to do with GhostSpeed, and that I am very thankful that I can drive for this team. And especially after a season like this in Pro, you know, where we have been, let's be honest, quite strong. Maybe even dominant. I'm sure a lot of people will use the word dominant. It has been a fantastic season, and yeah, thanks to that I love the team. It's a fantastic team to race for, and a lot of very kind people within it. I mean, SimRacing during this race maybe even deserved the victory. I mean, this guy was very quick, but we worked as a team today, or that day I should say, and that was the most important thing, and it led to a 1-2 finish. And once again, it is just epic, and it's hard to find really words for it, but I'm sure you guys can understand it, as Journey and myself are going to have a little bit of a race here. Let's see whether we can overtake around the outside. Yes, we can. Keep it on track. Yes, we can as well. But of course, we were both extremely happy, and yeah, Journey was awesome. The day before we raced here, Journey and I had a little bit of a practice session, and in fact I had quite a lot of downforce on the car, like one day before the race. And I'm not a fan of changing the setup one day before the race, but I had to do it in this case. Journey said like, I'm using this and this wing, and I started to use the downforce levels as well, and I was a little bit quicker in terms of lap time in fact, so I ended up using it. And you know, who would know what would have happened if I didn't do that? You know, if I didn't have Journey saying try less downforce or anything like that. Yeah, I mean, credit to Journey, of course, and obviously credit to this whole team, because everyone within this team has been a part of this victory, a part of the success.
Wow. Just wow.
Yeah, no other words really. Wow, just wow. I mean, wow. You know, wow. World Championship winner. That is that's on the board right there. We see it. 1.1 seconds to SimRacing Patel in third. Peter Briljak has become the World Championship. So big congratulations to Peter Briljak, who was definitely deserved the World Champion in 2015 in FSR. Even set the fastest lap time, and he was only 7.8 seconds behind, despite having a drive-through penalty. I mean, how incredible is that? And that shows that you know, he's a worth and a true champion. But it was a good day for us, that's for sure. First place, happy, but also Journey in second. GhostSpeed 1-2, first victory of the season for GhostSpeed. And once again, I'm really happy for everyone within the team. Jem in the end finished down the order in 11th. There were a lot of incidents during this race, a few accidents and whatever. Jem had problems with his force feedback, I believe, or something similar to that, and the fact that couldn't finish the race. But incredible to have the victory, that's for sure. Obviously, Kuba Brzezinski wasn't here, Francesco Bigazzi wasn't here, who won before, and whatever, you know, the list goes on. But still, it's a World Championship victory. And we played it smart as a team, and that's pretty much all I gotta say. You know, that's pretty much it. I want to thank you guys as well, though, for everything. I mean, the support has been amazing as always, even after the Pro Championship. Everyone still is there to support, and it is also fantastic to see. And I really hope that this is only you know, page 1 or whatever of the book, and a whole lot more success is going to follow. And 2 more races to go in this championship. We'll see what we can do. If there's a spot free in WC again at GhostSpeed, I'll definitely take it. If not, I'll race in Pro or whatever. But next year, Origin, of course, Origin Flotro Racing, we'll see what we can do there. Definitely the goals will be high, the objectives will be there. But let's see whether we can accomplish it. But that is all next year. We still have 2 more races to go. But once again, I thank you guys for everything. Also, thank you for watching. If you have enjoyed the video, I would appreciate a like. That's pretty much it. Thank you for watching once again, and goodbye. Take care.